Hey everyone, thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys are having a great day so far. This is video 4 in my video series about the differences between essential oil companies and why their different practices matter. This video specifically is about time in business with continuous improvement and why that makes a difference. All right, guys, so if you haven't seen my videos 1 through 3 yet, it would be pretty good if you went ahead and watched them first, but if not, thank you anyway so much for watching this one. I will go ahead and begin. So I mentioned in my first video that I'm getting a lot of my information from this author of this book. His name is Bill Liebich. His last name is spelled Liebich, and you know, in my first video I gave you a little background about like who he is, what his job used to be, and how he, like, why he wanted to find out this information and stuff. And so anyway, guys, I won't go over that again, but I'm just moving on. I want to say that when Bill started with Young Living in 2013, at the time, the next biggest essential oil company had been around for about 5 years, and that company claimed that it had the highest grade of essential oils. And also I want to mention at the Young Living has been around since, as you know, officially as a company since 1994. And before that, you know, the founder, Gary Young, had many years of research and working with oils, studying and traveling all around the world. Anyway, guys, so moving on. So, we're going to address this claim that I just mentioned of this other essential oil company that had been around for 5 years in 2013. Okay, I want to say first, isn't it interesting that everyone compares themselves to Young Living and says our essential oils are as high of a quality as Young Living, or our essential oils are a higher quality than Young Living? But I've never heard that comment mentioned about any other essential oil company, which means that everyone in the essential oil industry recognizes Young Living as the standard to beat. So here is a case in point. Idaho balsam fir, you know, that is a tree and it is also an essential oil. So it took Young Living 7 years of rigorous scientific testing and improvement processes to discover how to get the maximum therapeutic properties out of Idaho balsam fir. You know, it has to do with growing conditions, harvesting conditions, curing conditions, distilling temperature, distilling time length, what time of year to distill, what part of the plant to distill, etc. How can a company that at the time had been in business for only 5 years claim that they have a higher grade of essential oils than Young Living, who at the time had been in business for 20 years and had the time to do all the rigorous testing? So that is one interesting point I thought that he made. I want to mention, so Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, created a higher grade of essential oils when he started diffusing them, and he called them therapeutic grade. Shortly thereafter, every other essential oil company said, you know what, we have therapeutic grade essential oils because we like the way that sounds. The difference is Young Living has shown itself to be the standard to beat. So I don't know if you have come across any of this, but I have seen it a little bit, that people who talk badly about alternative medicine or natural health go after the leaders in the movement. Young Living as a company and Gary as the founder were seen to be leaders, and that is why they have been attacked. There is a particular group that did whatever they could to discredit the movement. The doctor of that group, the guy who was the leader of that group, was a doctor, and he has lost so many anti defamation lawsuits because he constantly libels and slanders the leaders in this field, including alternative practices, leaders, and devices. Now, if you or I accidentally slandered or libeled someone and someone's business procedures and quality, and if we were sued in court and had to pay, afterwards, we would take careful measures to make sure that we never had to go into court again and never slandered or libeled someone again, because we wouldn't want to go through all that, like court proceedings, paying the fines and whatnot. Well, this person who has been slandering and libeling, he has lost 4 to 6 of these cases and still consistently talks badly about everybody. So you have to ask yourself, is this person basically just a hitman for some organization to be able to talk disparagingly about any leader in the alternative medicine field? The answer has to be yes. And the fact that they chose Young Living as the target for their campaign shows that Young Living is the standard to beat in essential oils. In 2013, essential oils started to gain market awareness, and other companies started to say, we want to have essential oils in our businesses too. Now they are being sold in grocery stores, in department stores, in warehouse stores, and even in gas stations. And if you are like me, I have noticed that in my social media and online ads, I am seeing ads for essential oils of all these different companies and stuff, because we all know about data mining and how if you just talk about something and mention it or search for something, it's going to show up in an ad that you are looking at. All right, guys, so let me find my place again. Okay, so I want you to tell me, if someone buys essential oils at the grocery store or at a gas station or from some company online, are they likely to be as high a quality as the essential oils from the company that has been around for 25 years and has put continuous improvement, dedication to quality, testing, and standards, and owns their own farms? The answer is no. Let me tell you about sandalwood essential oil. If you just do a distillation of sandalwood essential oil for just a certain amount of time, you get only 7 therapeutic properties. But if you extend the distillation for 2 more hours past that time, then you get another 100 therapeutic properties. That makes a huge difference in the quality of an essential oil. Here are some more examples. Did you know that there is 2 times the demand for lavender essential oil in the world than the supply of the actual lavender plant? That means at least half of all lavender on this planet was never even a plant. Completely synthetic, made in a lab, sold as natural and pure, and yada, yada, yada. Did you know that it takes cypress essential oil a very precise amount of hours in the distiller to release its 280, therapeutic constituents? If you distill for 4 hours less, you get only 20 constituents. If just 2 hours too many in the distiller gives you 0 therapeutic constituents. All right, and guess what? Most cypress oil on the market is distilled for only about 1/8 of the amount of time that it should be. So with these cheap knockoffs sold everywhere, people are getting so much less than they actually pay for. And oils that have 0 therapeutic properties are truly the best way to waste your money, I'd say. So I want to also mention, a lot of people are getting their essential oils off the internet. So maybe Amazon or some other thing like that. I found out that you can actually buy those caps of those bottles with the seal intact off the internet, and they screw right onto the bottle. So what if I bought a bottle of Young Living essential oil, unscrewed the cap, put the Young Living essential oil into another bottle for my own use, then I filled that Young Living bottle with flavored water. I screwed my intact sealed cap onto the Young Living bottle and sold it to you as a Young Living essential oil through maybe eBay or Amazon or something like that. So, obviously that would be a terrible thing for you as the buyer. So that's why you want to buy from Young Living directly, because Young Living guarantees the quality of essential oil that comes to you when you buy directly from them. And if there is a problem in the shipping process, they will replace the oil for you. Also, I want to mention grocery store oils. A lot of people sometimes will buy essential oils from their grocery store, and they'll say, I trust the store that I buy my essential oils in. Well, trusting the store that you buy your essential oils in, without having information about how those oils are grown, how they're distilled, how they're checked for quality, how they're tested. It's not necessarily what you need to do, just having trust in that store without knowing the facts, because you need to trust the oils that you are putting on yourself. That store is not under any obligation whatsoever to do any testing on the essential oils that they have on their shelves. Many times they will have 2, 3, 4, or even 5 brands of essential oils on their shelves. How did those essential oils get there? Someone paid the store to put the essential oils on the shelf. It doesn't guarantee any quality of those essential oils. There are commercial farms out there, other farms that are farming herbs, etc. They are pumping it out, trying to make as much money as they can, trying to turn that profit. They sell it to a vendor that will take it to some distillery. Who knows what happens to it from there? Most commercial distilleries are doing higher pressure, higher temperature to pump out as much oil as they can. What's in those oils? Even if they do have a GCMS machine to identify a couple of components of the oil, to be able to identify the essential oil as, say, lavender, they're not distilling for more intensive therapeutic wellness supporting properties. I did mention this part in my previous video, but I'm just going to say it again because it's just a couple more sentences. We know that essential oils can have hundreds upon hundreds of constituents, but most third-party labs are only looking for identification of the essential oil, and their equipment can only see a few dozen constituents. But when Gary made his lab, he contacted the maker of the GCMS machine, and he said, I need to see all of the properties in the essential oil, not just a few dozen. The maker of the GCMS said, no one's ever asked us to see all of the properties before. No one's ever cared. And then the GCMS maker and Gary collaborated to produce our unique GCMS machine. Our constituent library is by far the biggest constituent library in the world. So I love how our time in business with continuous improvement has allowed us to be able to provide really good therapeutic essential oils, and that it's not just some label that we have on our bottles that, is not regulated by any governmental agency. As you should know, that essential oils are not regulated like that. So it's actually, we back up, we stand behind our products by, as I mentioned in the first video, you can visit the farms and distilleries. You can see with your own eyes that what they say they do is what they actually really do. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an excellent day.